just chatting. So, we just gonna go
Yeah,
live.
we just pop in when
Yeah,
hey, they there. Woo, there they are. There they are. There they are. Woo,
we
there
chat,
they are.
we always chat our way into the discussion. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Absolutely.
but yeah,
Yeah.
that was our conversation. But he seems pretty. He seems okay to me, man. Like I said,
I'm sure.
I don't,
Yeah.
like I told him, all I care about is solutions. He told me his coming up, how he was called the Uncle Tom, the this and that, because he was like the first juvenile detention officer or something, or in Bell County, or was it Tilton?
Wow.
I think Bell County. I think he said in Bell County. So back then, he was called this and that. You know what I'm saying? So like I told him,
Mm-hmm.
that's but we need more of those. We don't need to call them Uncle Toms. We just need them in there with the right mindset. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
it kind of helps really mold these boys instead of just punishing them and trying to send them away. And you know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with black men or black women wanting to be officers, judges, or anything. I just want them to have the right mindset while they're in there. Because the other groups have the right mindset. When they become judges, they know, be a little lenient on this, give this person an extra chance. Try to put this person in the program before you give them to the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? Like they know these type of things, and I just want us to have that same kind of fair share when we make mistakes. Like it's a bunch of white people made mistakes, and they're Fortune 500 company owners or this and that now because they was given that leeway, that okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good conversation. Is what do you do now that you're there? What are you experiencing?
Mm-hmm.
What yeah, because I don't care, it's ingrained in our systems.
Yeah.
That there are some behaviors, expectations, biases that are ingrained in the systems. And if you move into one of those systems, are you willing to push back? Are you willing to be different? You can't just be different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to push back and require something of the system to change to the extent that you can do it?
Yeah.
And so, however, I'd be curious, however you set your mind to it is, I know that I have brothers and sisters out here in my community that would never come in here, but I'm that would not be allowed in here, but I'm now in a position to make that happen. Is that what I'm going to do? Is that my part?
Yeah.
There's some things, I don't know. It just, bring me look flashbacks from, being in public education. It's a system. It's like, they would look at me like, what's wrong with her?
Yeah.
Don't she know this the way it is? Does she know this the way it's supposed to be? And I'm going, no, I don't know. No, that's not, that's not going, no, it's not supposed, no, you have to, it's no, that's not the way it is supposed to be. Mm-hmm. That is mistreatment.
Yeah.
That is bias. And then, of course, I've been taught, and I think we talked about it a little bit, life not fair.
Yeah.
So why should it be? And I was talking to a lady today. Everybody have different needs. Everybody don't have the same needs. So yeah, you can approach this child this way and another child a different way.
Yeah, you got to. It's complex, and we want one thing to fix everything. And we got to know this child might need a different temperament, might need more hugging. This child might need more tough love. This child might just need an opportunity. This child, know what I'm saying? Like, they all need different things, and we try to just give them one thing and just make them take it. Like, hold on, that ain't what I need. Like,
yeah.
Why are you trying to give me cough syrup? You know what I'm saying?
Like, that was good. Yeah, that's how it is. So yeah. So I'm excited for him to connect you with who you need to be connected with, and then, move to that level of trust. That level of trust. And if you can't trust truth,
yeah,
the fear is you're going to tell the truth.
Oh yeah, that's the real.
And of course, we can't tell the truth because it's dangerous.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, and stay in the position that you're in,
mm-hmm.
or obtain the privilege you're looking for, the opportunities that you're looking for.
Yeah,
and it's just time out for that. It just really is. You have to trust that, you know, whatever it is I say and I share with the youth that I put before me. If you don't trust me, don't put them before me.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
That's the main thing. And sometimes you just got to be straight like that. So
yeah,
you know, and tonight, if we got some more time, if not, we'll make it another. We can make that to next week. You know what I'm saying? Because tonight we're gonna talk about our collaborating and our vision on how we want to take that. But before we get into that, I was thinking about. I was going back and forth today with my brother, right? About how he think I should have handled the situation.
Okay.
And what he's saying wasn't wrong, right? Coming from him, it wasn't wrong. Coming from me, it was wrong. And like this is what I'm trying to tell him. We live in two different worlds, like, because he's more focused on, I got to get myself together so I can have my two kids straight, right? And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's love. I'm thinking about how to get my people straight. So we thinking about two different things. You know what I'm saying? So what you might think I don't have to do. Yeah, if I was more individualized, if I'm worried about me, I don't got to speak on certain topics because it don't involve me personally. But if it involves my community, I got to speak on it, even though if it's not personally to me. And he don't get that. He feel like, you know, because he's so individualized on him and just his kids and trying to buy his first house and trying to do all that, you know, the American way, like that's what he's focused on. And I ain't knocking it, you know.
Yeah, to each his own.
Yeah, to each his own. But I'm trying to get him to understand, just like the way I think you're doing it is wrong for me, but it's you.
Okay.
But I want him to understand, like, you don't wake up thinking about other people's kids. You don't wake up thinking about the black boys and girls that's getting locked up. So that's not even a concern to you. Like, I don't think you're happy for it, but that's not a concern for you like it is for me. You don't wake up studying this. You don't study the ancestors. You're just into a whole different world than me. So I'm gonna speak on stuff that, yeah, if I was an individual person, individualized mind, I don't gotta speak on it because it don't affect me. But I gotta speak on stuff, a lot of different things, because a lot of different things affect our community. So he just didn't get that part. You know what I'm saying? And I get why he didn't get it. And that's, once again, that's the understanding. Instead of me getting back mad at him for, oh man, you just dumb, you don't understand what I'm doing. Now I understand, yeah, if I'm coming from your point of view, individualized, worried about just me and my two kids, buying my first home, the American way, the bank just gave me a approval for my house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Excuse me. If I was in that world, I'd be like, man, but I'm talking to Miss Brown for every day about the community. I'm just worried about my two kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know? So and so that we can put that off because I want to make sure we focus on that. But that was something that, you know, I like to talk about real life issues because, you know, I love these conversations. You know, it wasn't no like back and forth in a bad way. It was a back and forth, me trying to help him understand, but I understand why he don't understand. You see what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I understand why you don't get why I speak on issues, because you don't live the life I live. You don't wake up thinking about the things I do. You don't wake up thinking about, man, how can I save these kids? You thinking about, man, my two kids at school, I'm gonna feed them tonight. You know, I ain't knocking that, but we just in two different worlds. So you would never understand the way I think, you know? Yeah. So before we move on, what do you think about what I just said? Like I said, we're gonna make this a whole nother show, but I just wanted your feedback before we move on.
Oh, okay. I think that it's beautiful that you can see his perspective and that you don't, you know, down him for it per se, that you understand that why he thinks the way he thinks. It clarifies your purpose. Because if everybody thought like he thought, what would happen to us as a collective and as a community? Okay,
what's happening?
Yeah,
not gonna say everybody, but the majority do think like that. Majority's I'm worried about the roof over my head, and that's why our community has failed. Because when you was coming up, it wasn't like that. Like the next door neighbor will whoop you and wait for your mama to come home. They'll whoop you and beat you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, well, get that feeding part in there, because I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive about them laying on the hands. I'm like, get your hands off me. You're trying to get
feed you. But it's from the love part. That's what I'm saying. Just
yes.
then you had that rights. Your neighbors, the lady down the street had the rights to tell you, get yourself together. Don't be doing that. You know better than that.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell your parents. These days, some kids are cuss the older person out, and the parents will come home and be like, don't be talking to my kids like that. That's what I'm saying. Just that whole, because everybody individualized. So
And the other part is that your brother won't see it until he sees it. And you just hope that he doesn't see it in the wrong way. So a lot of times we don't understand the impact of poverty, the impact of miseducation, the impact of mass incarceration. We don't until it knocks on our doors. Yeah. Until it knocks on our door, and God forbid they're one of those two children, because you're sending them into this world, and you can't shield them from everything. Yeah. But you have the opportunity to partner with you. You have a brother that has that passion. So all you got to do is help fuel the passion that he has. You don't have to have the same. You don't have to do the same. But I would, want your brother to understand what it is, why you're doing it, and that the impact is for all of us. Our individual success is important. It's extremely important. And the reason why I say that is this. Evie, I call her Evie. But Attorney Jackson, that we were on her show with her. Mm-hmm. She put on a post about, whatever it is that I'm doing. The excitement is that she's done and will do and exceed what I am doing. Yeah. So her individual success is important. Why? Because it's important to the collective, even though it's yet individual. But yet her individual impact impacts the collective in a certain way. So if we look individually, and our individual impact is simply me, mine, and mine. Well, probably is another one. Me, mine, and everything. Anyway, so I'm sure it's a third one that goes with that. I'm just not pulling it up right now. But anyway, if it's, if it's that really that selfish, but if whatever it is your brother does, I'm sure he has a positive impact on those that are around him, and he probably don't recognize it. And then the same thing, if he's building in, because I know your mom, but if he's building in his children, his core values and the things that are important to him, it's going to have an impact in the community and around them. You're the uncle to the two children, and those two children have access to you. So they're going to shine as well in their own way. They'll make a decision.
Oh yeah, yeah.
World that we create for them. So I think
yeah.
No, and then for us on the other side, I come to understand and realize that nope, everybody does not wake up and think what I think and do what I do. But I do, and I have to embrace it, enjoy it, and those that aren't, they're just not. It's okay, but it's not okay for me to deny what it is that I love and I care about and what I want to do and what I want to see. So that's my input there.
Okay, yeah, and like I said, we'll have that discussion a little bit. Like it was just something that just happened fresh, and it was a big discussion at the thrift shop for about an hour.
About an hour.
I ain't gonna say it got but it was a little like you could tell it was,
yeah.
He felt a certain type of way, and I felt a certain type of way too. But it was just to a level that I understand you just don't understand me, and maybe you will one day, maybe you won't. I don't care about that, And like I told him, the issues that I talk about that you might feel like I shouldn't, I have to because of the position I'm in. You're not in that position, so of course you're gonna say that. Because if I wasn't in this position, I would say that too. Because that's how I am. If it don't apply to me, it ain't towards me. I don't care, and that's how I always been. You know what I'm saying? I just take it in mind. I just in what I do now, I can't say that same thing. Oh, this happened to I can't. I don't care. Like, what would I even look like saying that now? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I just get it. He just and maybe he'll get it, maybe he don't. And it wasn't even really about him. It's about that I know a lot of people that think like that, and that's why we in the position we are. Because it's millions of people that think, You worry about all that. Or I know people that used to do the work and said, man, I ain't mess with them Negroes no more. They don't care. They don't support. They don't do this. And a lot of that, what they saying is true. But that's when your purpose got to be bigger than if somebody, like I told you a couple weeks ago, if no one support the House of Resources, it's still going to happen. Why? Because that's my mission. That's my vision. It's not going to shut down because people say that they don't want to support it. Because I know it's kids that want it. That's all I need to know. As long as I know it's kids that want to come there, I'll figure out the rest if no adults show up, So and that's the spirit you got to have, because this, when you live in this life and you fighting this fight, it do make you want to tap out sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yeah, dude. And like you just said sometimes, like, I'm doing this for the community, but ain't no community coming.
Where you at?
So
it's okay. You build it. I mean,
yeah. So, it's those battles, but
yeah. And I can see.
No, go ahead.
I can see what he is doing is extremely important as well, because he is providing.
This is why I love Mama Brown, y'all. You know what I'm saying? She's a diplomat. She's a diplomat. Go ahead.
No, really. What he is doing is making what we have to do. It lightens our load. The more men, women, caregivers that stand up and do what is required, and we don't have the numbers of youth that lack guidance, that lack opportunity, that lack resources, then what we have to do will be more manageable. It'll be we're more able to get more done if we're working with a few as opposed to the many. Right now, there are too many youth that do not have solid home foundations, a parent that, will do what and your brother has every right, because we have too many that are not on point and doing what needs to be done, even though it's what's required. And it's hard to answer those questions. We talk about the historical trauma. We talk about just waking up Black. So what happened when we, this morning when we woke up, we're dealing with that vicious monster of, I don't know the terminology, anti-Blackness, where you just shoot a young man because he knocked on your door. What is that? How much trauma can a people stand other than we have choices, right? The cognizant dissonance where we just act like we can't see it. It didn't happen. Nope, that didn't happen. I'm just working over here. None of that. No, it's happening and it impacts us, whether we recognize it or we do not recognize it. Because guess what? That was that child. That could have been any child. That we have too many pockets. If there is no us, Tony, if there's no one like us to help us understand that we are a collective, and as a part of a collective, we have enemies. We have people who hate us, detest us, want to kill us, dream of, can't wait, take positions so that they can mistreat us. Nice. But some people are more comfortable putting blinders on.
Yeah.
The blinders have us where we are today. So you have to have some who are the spokespersons, the warriors, those who are actively combating at the street level, at the ground level, what has to be addressed to save our babies, to save ourselves.
And see, this is where it gets, and that's why I say we have war so many fronts, because a lot of the wars is us, right? And I'm trying to figure out how to say this, because I'm definitely I'm not being disrespectful. The young man, I heard he's at home and he's healing. That's great, and I wish him a speedy recovery. And
absolutely,
at the end of the day, that's a black child, and that's unfortunate. This at the same time, it's super unfortunate once you really, like, most people just talking about the boy, and that's deserving so that he's all that count at this moment, right? But going back to what you just said about my brother hoping that one day it don't knock on his door, what the backstory to the family of this little boy, if you go back and do the research, like some of our people have, the mom, go back through her Facebooks and this and that, she's married to a white man and she can't stand Black Americans. And see, this is the problem that we be having when we be having the we talked about this once before when I said that sometimes we have the immigrants that come here that can't stand us. She falls into that category. So when you have a person like me that fighting for our people, and I know that about your parent, and that happens to you, that's unfortunate. But your mom made you feel comfortable. Your mom told you wasn't one of those Negroes. You ain't like those African Americans. You ain't like them. You just your stepdaddy. He's a good white man, and we live on, like, I mean, I'm not making this up. You can go back. People can go back and research his mom and his family. They worship the white man and can't stand Black Americans. So at that moment, but when I hear my partner in Kansas City that has the Kansas City Defender, when they had the protests, who you think the majority of those people that was protesting for that dude to get locked up and you know, that protest that you seen, who you think the majority of those people were? African Americans. That wasn't a bunch of Black immigrants. That was African Americans. And see, this is what I'm saying. And this is what I told my brother today, because he was asking me why I go at the family member so hard that I went to. It don't make sense, this and that, let it go. And I said, that's the problem in our community. We scared to address each other with real problems. How are we gonna fix them? If I feel some type of way about you, but I get in front of you every day, hey, but I really can't stand you. Is that cool that we continue that? Or would you rather me say, well, Miss Brand, I got a problem with this, that, and the third, and we can move on some real stuff? Which one is a real relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we fake it just because we don't want to ruffle nobody's feathers. We don't want to seem like a bad guy. We don't want to get into this or that. But sometimes that's what it's going to take to win the war. We got to address the real stuff. And I want you to tell me how you feel about me. And when I walk away, I'm going to respect you so much because we put it out there. And now I know that we really can move on from this point because we had a real conversation, not me walking away like, man, that was a bunch of just, what them youngsters say, that was a bunch of cap. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's what I was trying to tell him, that did I have to address the family member like that? I feel like I do, and I don't apologize for it, because if I have a family member that I already know can't stand Black men, I don't know, you came from a Black man and a Black woman, but for some reason through your journey in life you can't stand Black men, and this is from years of your posts. And I continue to stroll by. I don't even say nothing. I don't dress you. As long as you don't dress me, I ain't gonna dress you with it. You know, whatever. That's your preference. You know what I'm saying? But I got a side eye on you. Nah, you my cousin, but you ain't my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. That's how I feel, you know. Yeah. And then, well, that's still your cousin. No. Same thing I tell my mom. My family are the people that I build with, the people that I know got love for me, the people that I want to see succeed and I know want to see me succeed. You're talking about relatives. That's two different things. I'm blood related to a lot of people that can't stand me, and I got a bunch of people that ain't blood related to me that love me to death and do what they can for me, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So having these real conversations need to be had, and we running from it. That don't do nothing, and that's why we can't really elevate to another level, because it's a bunch of fake and it's a bunch of smiling. As soon as they leave, well, I can't stand him. And I've seen this from good church folks. Like, I'm talking about quote unquote good church folks. Talk all that stuff, hallelujah. So they walk out, oh, girl, you see this about their kids? And like, oh, y'all, the lady just left. Why y'all didn't say this to her face? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, that's reality. That's the real. I mean, that's real. I mean, it's just real. Yeah. It's real. It is absolutely real. What I like you said, just me. I'm looking at who we are that no one else exactly is. Yes, we're leading the protests. Yes, we are, because we don't see that baby different.
See, but that's what I'm saying. But they see us different. So when
They
we say bridging the gap, and that's what I say a couple weeks ago. Bridging the gap can't be one way. Okay. I can't. If I know you can't stand me, I'm not gonna go uptown and fight for you. That's just not me. Not that I want something to happen to you, but I just know, and that's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying like I don't even want the conversation to even feel like I'm talking. I'm talking about the mindset of the family and what happened to the boy and who was there to ride for the boy. These same people that you post about that you can't stand. So it's not even about the boy. You know what I'm saying? All kids, you know how I am about the youth.
No, so it's not. It's not. It's not about. You touched on something else too. It's not about the boy. And if we focus on the boy, I love, that baby, this beautiful, beautiful black baby, sure. Beautiful, just woo. And so he is the one that is most impacted by it. But if we focus on him and we don't focus on the roots to what happened to him, those things we don't want to talk about, just like with the Tennessee 2. They want to talk about the 2, but they don't want to talk about why those 2. They don't want to say they were black and we're going to address race in America. Shut it down. Race in America. Quit playing. We're going to talk about race in America. We're going to talk about, and I don't like, I'm funny about my words because this is my world and my, this is where I live. I don't like the word. We're going to talk about white supremacy. Ain't nothing supreme about white. Quit playing. Quit playing with it. Tell the truth. What is the history of the white man? What the color white, what does it represent? So quit playing with it. The angel food cake. Angel who? What angel? From where? Quit playing with it. So we don't want to talk about race in this country. So we swing and focus on something else. These young brothers that got back in the Congress thing, right? They want to talk about democracy.
Who? Oh, the one dude.
Yeah, they both had the same Justin Pearson and somebody else.
I missed that whole thing. I don't even know.
I bet you did. Yeah. Well, you had the shooting. 3 kids, 3 adults. In Tennessee, they decided we're going to march. These 3 people, a white woman and 2 black guys, go up to talk while the Congress is in session, their state legislature, and they use a bullhorn and they say, we got to address gun violence, right? And they say, the good old boys say, I tell you what we're going to address. We're going to address getting y'all up out of here. Okay? So they had a vote and they unseated these elected officials, right? It was 3 of them. One was a white lady. The white lady didn't get unseated. So they made an excuse. Well, she never held the bullhorn. That's the reason why I didn't vote for her. Because of course she was just being led along with them little, whatever they might call us, or them that look like them. Okay. That good old boy cliquish stuff. We won't address the issue. The white lady said, well, why do you think they got put out and you didn't? She said, I think it got something to do with the color of their skin. So she was braver than we are. How are we going to move forward if we will not be brave enough to discuss what needs to be discussed? And what needs to be discussed, y'all, this is racial. This country continues to hate black skin, dark skin, anything other than white skin. These are the statistics. This is what it looks like and feels like in America for us. But we got those. It's like, I got my house and I got this. I'm doing good. You're not doing good if we're not all doing good. And you'll continue to have this happening. That little man that was sitting in that house and those that lived around him were gathering and having conversations about us. But we don't want to see or realize that happens. And it happens with the people that we work with. It happens with the people that we shop with.
Everyday life.
It's everyday life. And so then what do we do to protect ourselves? What do we do to usher in a level of respect? And well, you're going to respect something. You're not going to be able to treat me any kind of way or anyone else any kind of way. So I am curious, based on what you said, I thought I heard an accent when I was listening to the mom and the aunt. the little bit of time I had, I thought I heard an accent, and I said, they probably, America is probably trying to keep it kind of quiet, because across those waters, they have some people who care about their people, who might not care. They care about us, but not in the same way. It's a difference. Not in the same way. Y'all might probably trying to keep that quiet, because already you got people rising up in different countries and saying, America, I'm gonna need you to shut up. You just had this murder, this killing, people running around doing this, and you had them boys put up out it. And I don't mean disrespectfully. You had those, because they're young. But anyway, you had those young men put out of your Congress. You see what I'm saying? The eye is on America. TikTok done blew it up. Boom. And so, that's what's up. And it's going to require, it's going to require us to be brave enough to have those conversations. Oh, if you don't like me, don't like me.
And I'm cool with it.
I'm good with that.
I'm glad I got that out the way. Like, I was young when I got that.
Yeah, I'm good with that. But you're not gonna mistreat me. I'm not gonna allow for that. So I think so it's how, like I said, if you're concerned about what I'm gonna say, keep them away from me, because this is what I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell them how to live and stay sane and be able to move forward in this world, okay? With dignity, not with what is it? Racial battle fatigue. You're tired. You don't even want to get out of bed. Why? Because you're going into my granddaughter says some lady just looks at them and give them the stank face every day. I said, baby girl, I'm gonna need you to stop. If she give you the stank face, you kindly, politely, respectfully ask her, hey, what's wrong with your face? I notice that it looks a certain way when I come around. Can you help me understand? You, as a little Black girl, have the right to ask a question of somebody who is treating you in a way that you don't understand. So yeah, y'all probably, I might not. No, I'm the one, because we want our children to grow up and to be proud of who they are, accept who they are and their value. And if you value yourself, you don't let people just look at you like you crazy just because they look crazy. Okay, it's just, that's not the way it's gonna work. It's not the way it's gonna work. And if you can't handle that, then of course, what every Black parent say, come home, let me know. Because you're not gonna, my child is not gonna go into a schoolhouse and feel uncomfortable. Period. And I know about it.
Yeah. We're
gonna address some issues. It's gonna be right there. And that's just what I believe needs to happen. When we talk about the beautiful event we had on, oh man, I'm still just like on a cloud with them babies. Babies, y'all is great. That means you don't let anybody look at you down. They don't look down at you. They don't disrespect you. You are respectful because you know you are great. It's a certain way we walk as a collective. Okay. And then there are times, and there are places, we have to care enough that when somebody is off code and not doing what they need to do, we got to love them enough to go get them. Yeah. What you doing? You can't do that. You belong over here. Nobody belongs over there. So that's why we build, Tony. Yeah. We build so that we have a space to catch those that kind of fell through the cracks. We're strong Black people. We are. But I'm going to say this again, Philippe Shock Matthews. Nothing's wrong with us. But it's some crap that has happened and continues to happen to us. You know this, as you said, when you're building the school, you're building the school because you understand what happens when beautiful Black children walk off into predominantly schools predominantly led by white people. And what we were about, they can love them too. Miss me with that. Yeah. Miss me with it. Yeah. If you love them, why do they get the harshest consequences? If you love them, why you got to give a stank face? Yeah, because you don't quit lying.
But we got to realize that a lot of those teachers are married to the cops that's shooting us. Like we don't even put all that together.
Economics, wealth is gangster. Economics.
I try to leave that alone because like Malcolm said, like we're kind of we're kind of the crazy ones in that dynamic.
In this scenario,
why would you send your people to learn from your, like, you know? So, but I get it. It's a babysitter. We need it because we got to be at work. We don't have our own schools. I get it. I get everything. Yeah, I get what everybody gonna say. But so when we gonna start opening them up? Like, a school is not that hard to open up. A school, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard for Temple to have the house of resources really fully functioning by the time school come back around, and we got home school programs and this and that. Like, that can happen like that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But we have to want to do it as a collective. We can talk all that mess, and that's why I don't even. Oh, they treat my baby bad at school. When was they treating us good? Like, why is this breaking news? Like, I want to know, why is it breaking news every time something new happens? We talked about this last night when I was talking to New Era Dallas, Sister Chelsea. Like, I don't need for a new black kid to get killed for me to get mad and protest, because I'm still mad about the people in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that I didn't see on camera get killed. Like, I don't need a new occurrence for me to be re-mad again and now I want to go protest. My life is a protest because I understand what's been done to us for 300, 400, 500 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's sad about the newest case, but I'm still pissed off about, I always talk about, like, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Most of those black men that was locked up need to be released, because I
absolutely
you 70, 80% of them were just made up, trumped up charges. Like, what we seeing now, after 30 years, DNA has cleared him. He was already clear. They just locked him up because he was a black person. They knew he was innocent. We watched the movie Life. That they didn't make that just for fun. That actually happens to us. So we laughed at the movie, but that actually happened, and happened over and over and over and over and over again. And what that old black man that's riding away in that cell, been locked away for 30, 40 years. Black Panther members that have been locked up for 40 years. They know for no reason, and they ain't got no shot. They ain't got no choice but to just sit there and do the time, because who listening to me? Who gonna get me out? What can I do? You know, so I don't need to be mad about what happened this right now, because I'm still mad about what been happening. You know, and that's why I guess I missed the boat on the newest thing that we're re-mad about. You know, I'm like, the dude that got killed in Temple, Dean. So it's been a couple years, so you ain't as mad now. So the new killing, now you re-mad again. Okay, I got you. Whatever. But anyway,
it's constant. It's constant.
Yeah.
And we either, like I said, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know where it's at. I don't know what's happening, what people are doing with it, and how long can it be done? How long can you be afraid? How long can you hide stuff? The pain, the anguish, the anger, the disappointment, the hope, and at what point will it move into active engagement to change things? And I told you, I think I told you this before. I'm really curious to see. I keep thinking. So when I see something, I keep going, what's that tipping point? What's that one thing that's going to make us understand that we are a people? That we are an exceptional people, as Dr. Claude Anderson explains. We're exceptional because of what happened to us. What happened to us here in America is not the same as what happened to other groups. But those other groups are easily capable, willing, and do embrace who they are as a group. But for us, not all of us, not enough of us embrace who we are, our exceptionality, and are willing to work together to change the outcomes, period. And so at some point, when we recognize that it is important for us to embrace our exceptionality, and that we are the ones who have to make the changes. And when I say make the changes, we don't have to, we can do it on all fronts. We can legislatively, whatever. But when we do it as a collective, I don't believe it'll be done any other way. There's nobody cute enough. There's nobody, brave, whatever. There's no one person who can go do this thing to change everything for us. We got to get out of that mindset too, that we have a leader or a hero or somebody's going to come do it. Nobody's coming to do it. We have to come together and do it for ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
I got a lot of people who tell me, man, you're a great leader. I'm not a leader. I'm a black man that's trying to make a change in my community. We all should be doing that. Why do we always got to put a name on somebody trying to do better for us? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is the Chinese leader? Who is the Jewish leader? No, they just do it as a culture. This is their
culture.
This is their way of life. This is their standard. They standard is up here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's their leader. The leader is the code, like we always say. You know. But the
leader is the code. Okay, now let's talk about
if
the leader. I love it.
If they kill the one person, then he's gone. But if the code is in 1,000 of us, they can't kill 1,000. They can't kill 100,000. They can't kill 1,000,000 of us. You know what I'm saying? So the code lives on. The code is the leader. If we all this person, he's not hurt no more, but we still going, Miss Brown. You know what I'm saying? That the mindset and the code is what's keeping going. That one person with all the ideas. Once they're not here no more, it don't stop with them. It keeps rolling. You know, and so that's why I say the leadership is the code. That's what we always say.
Lead with the code.
Yeah, that's it. There's
no leaders. Is the lead.
Yeah, you know. So and that's another conversation we had. Like, oh man, you got to just. And I'm not gonna allow people to put. I brought this up the other day, but I'm not gonna allow people to do that to me. You're not going to put me in no box because I want to change the narrative in the community, because I want to deal with kids. Now you want me to be some kind of deacon or some kind of holy person. No, I'll take care of some kids and talk crazy to you and backhand you if I feel threatened at the same time. Like, I'm not that person. Don't even try to put me in that. You know, don't do that to me. And our community got that bad with putting us in a box. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I believe, just like you, there's this box.
Yeah.
And it would be crushing for people to learn that there's no box. I don't have a box. I'm out the box.
That's what I'm saying. Don't try to put me in there. I can't even fit.
Right. And I mean, it should just be evident, other than to say, well, they're out the box. Yeah, but what we doing outside the box, though, you know, you in the box doing the things that they won't done. But if you're outside the box, then now, you know, that's something different. And then I guess that kind of is like a pass. And I think we talked about this before. It's like, well, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. No, everybody has to be involved. You have your part. Everybody has to do
I am going to do it, but you need to be involved, or you need to be known that you're not involved and you're not a part of trying to make the change, and just stand over there. That's all I'm saying. It's not really a bad thing. I just don't want you in my presence. If you're not really involved, like where I can see tangibly involved, or really you ain't got no skin in the game, please just stand over there away from me. That's all I'm asking. Like, you know, it's no pressure. I promise you. I'm not in no race to have friends. I'm not in no race to I'm only in the race to save babies and try to change the narrative for the future. That's it. Like, I don't drink. I don't need no drinking partners. I don't party. I don't need no party partners. I don't hang out. I need people that I can build with, people that I can pour into. They pour into me. I need people that I can share real, genuine relationships and bonds with. And that's it. Like, I don't need all that extra stuff. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. So hold on.
I got
go ahead.
17 minutes, and I don't want the mister knocking on the door. We because you know how we get to talking. We gotta talk about this collaboration.
Yes, the collaboration. The collaboration.
On a lighter note. Subject, a lighter note.
Yes.
So tell them about the backyard initiative and the things that we're talking about doing and how we can do it. So you just break that down, let them know where they can go to, how they can donate, give them that whole spiel, and then we'll talk about what we're doing to collab as far as a summer camp and just teaching these babies how to grow in their house.
Okay, so I get to share about Youth Backyard Gardening Initiative. And the Youth Backyard Gardening Initiative is simply exactly what it says. A group of people came together to solve problems within the community, say, what can we do? And within that group, we came up with a model project, which is now the nonprofit Youth Backyard Garden Initiative. The Backyard Garden Initiative is twofold. It is a training opportunity for young people. We want to teach young people how to grow. Okay. There was a target age between 14 and 21, because within those ages is when they're trying to find themselves, or maybe influenced by outside forces that mean them no good. So for us, if we could get them to learn to grow, to get into their communities, to get around people who are older than them, seasoned people, to pour into them, to look at them instead of how they may be looked at when they're out in the public or when they're in schools or different institutions like that. But they come into the community and they can see how valuable they are to other people. And sometimes our young people don't know that. But by establishing the Youth Backyard Garden Initiative, training them how to grow, how to start a backyard garden, now these young people are equipped. They can knock door to door if they want to, however they want to market. Wealth is gangster, economics, the mindset. Hey, I can help you start your garden. This is what you need. Get a little change from helping, and now you have a person growing their own food. And if they want to, they can, hey, I'm going to water it every day or whatever. They get to barter, communicate, and have those conversations with people in their community. So now they're connecting. They're not just that kid down the street. That's the dude to put my garden in, that's that young man. And then, the conversations that go in, the pouring in both sides. We need our bridging the gap. We need our young people. We need to know what's happening in the world today. I'm going to make it real. We need help with technology anyway. And they need some grounding, some foundation, some core values that have lasted throughout time, of what we do and what we don't do. Is a big thing in the community right now about respectful, and the young people being respectful. They'll be respectful if they've been grounded in respect. But if they don't have that, then they can't bring what they don't have. Right. And so with the Backyard Garden Initiative, number one is economics, giving them a skill that they can use. Number two is life. It's life. Boy, connect in that garden, get in that garden, play in that dirt. Okay, push that little wheelbarrow around, get a rake and start raking. I mean, it's just so beautiful. It's indescribable. Mm-hmm. So that's one component of Youth Backyard Garden. And then we'll talk about the collaboration. Of course, if you have a backyard garden and youth that we need to grow, then you have to have, as a community, you have to bring the youth to the garden. You have to take advantage of what has been developed for the community, okay? And so that's where I think that's where I know the collaboration between Tony, just like other groups. I've worked with Boys Matter to Men. We have to connect the groups together and get the skill set, see what it is and see the value. The second thing is community engagement. We can't walk together, children, and not get weary if we are never together, if we're not learning together, if we're not equipping ourselves with what we need to be successful. And what we need to be successful is to know one another, to come together, to just enjoy and learn from one another. We have people highly skilled in different areas, and you can come and just pour that out at the acre, what we call the acre. And so we have community engagements events. And so I am planning right now Magnificent May. So normally we would do one community engagement one Saturday of the month. But because of the weather, it would get a little weird. Like, it's going to get too hot to have people sitting, learning, and doing things like that. So we'll go to the acre a lot earlier. And I still feel like kids don't get up on a Saturday at 8 a.m. to be somewhere at 8 a.m. And that's a struggle for parents who may work all week and that's their time to sleep in. But with Magnificent Monday right now, Magnificent May, on May 6th, our first event will be Magnificent Math. Magnificent Learning, okay? And so we're going to invite school ages 5th to 8th, 5th graders to 8th graders to come and do some math at the acre. And then we have locked in for the 27th, the last Saturday in May. We have chess. We have the Chess King coming, Chess World. Kwame Hart is going to come and teach some basics of chess. And he loves doing that. And so the other two, it's a parenting, restorative parenting, which is important. And then we may do another reading session. But anyway, it should be four Saturdays straight, community engagement and pouring into the community, parents, students, and getting to see what the vision of Youth Backyard Garden Initiative is. It's twofold. Giving our babies some skills, connecting us as a community, and giving us, like I said, those skills, those mindsets. We need to know how to play chess. We play in checkers, or we might not even be playing that. As a matter of fact, we just threw the ball in and went home. Nah, play. Our babies are dying. I'm gonna need you back out on the court. Get out here. Okay. And then this is how we equip ourselves, how we think, how we, just interact with one another. And collaboration with House of Resources. He has, we have young people. We're going to teach them how to grow. We're going to establish gardening space there at the House of Resources and the other places where Tony has things growing. We're going to go out there and use those for applications. So, you learn, you have your book learning, and we got some real cool brothers that do our teaching from B1 Ag, Farmer Brown. And it's really cool. They do the teaching. They put everything in place. They help us to understand the importance of agriculture, how it is rooted in who we are and how we learn and how we grow and how we're going to get to where we need to be. That's nature. Okay. So we have the classroom side of it. The application side is what we'll do, getting it into the community and getting all of the good that there is out of us communing, coming together. Like I said, I'm still so super high on the energy from Sunday, having the community, all those young people. And Tony, weren't they kind of magnificent?
Oh yeah, they were great. Yeah,
they were off the chain. They're my babies.
Yeah.
And y'all think you gonna hide? You can't say nothing bad about my babies.
I was on them. I had my little session with them. Then I would see them running around. You thought about a business yet? Oh, I'm thinking. And then I had a couple of them say, "Oh man, I'm thinking about this." So I know that the wheels are spinning in their head.
Yes.
And that was so powerful to me. And I had some parents that really came up afterwards, and they were like, I know that mainly this is pushed by the sports league or whatever, but I love the realness that you gave our babies. Like we started them all off. So when they sit down, what y'all want to be? Everybody's a football, basketball player. What's the percentage of that make it? 40%, 50%? No, less than 1%. What? No kids had never heard that before. So, and like I tell them, it's not about not playing sports. It's about making sure you have backup plans, putting yourself in position that if that don't work, you can still be great at this. You might not be Michael Jordan on the court, but you might be Michael Jordan in life and doing this and doing that. And that's the part. I just had a meeting before this. I had a 6:30 meeting at the House of Resources with I forgot this man's name. I met him last week in Austin when I was down there with Robert Muhammad now.
Robert, yes.
Yeah, and he's brilliant. I'm talking about he pulled out statistics and everything.
Like brilliant. Did you say brilliant?
Brilliant.
You did say brilliant, didn't you? That's who we are.
Yeah,
that's who we are.
I'm talking about he has the stuff that I know about in my head. He put it out on paper. Like he's the scientist of it. Like he got the numbers and you know what I'm saying. And he's telling me about how Colleen spent $2 million on this, and like he's the person that studies all that. And I told him that's what I need because I'm just the person that do the work in the streets. I need that person that do the analytics and go talk.
Yes,
to them. I need that because I don't want to go talk to all them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we formed a good little partnership, and you'll see him soon. He's gonna be on the website as part of the team. Me and him going to Austin next week. He's taking me to I guess kind of like the Ralph Wilson Club of here, but it's there. So where all the babies at and all that, he's taking me up there, and he got some other little connections that he's gonna meet me with. But he's helping me with this with other stuff too, with like the funding and the grants and stuff like that. And like I told him straight up, like one thing about like when I was talking to Ronnie was talking about the art, man. I don't know about that. Tell me what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have that problem because I know who I am and I know what got me here. I don't say that I'm the smartest, I'm the this and that. And when people ask me, wealth is gangster, is that about wealth and rich and all that? It's about a mindset to me, because I ain't wealthy. You know what I'm saying? But I have a billionaire, a trillionaire mindset. So that's what I push, the mindset, not that everybody that come on here rich and doing good. No, it's the mindset that got us there. And now we just got to follow these steps to get there. And you can be that same person too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we had. But we had a great meeting, and yeah, I look forward to meeting him. He asked about. He said, "I see the 2 people you got already on the staff and this and that." I said, "Well, next week we should be posting like 3 or 4 more." But by the end of our conversation, I told him he gonna be on there too, because he was just coming to do the work, and he's a person that's out. He apologized to me. He said, "Man, I'm apologize to you. I've been researching you. I've been watching your stuff. I started off doing nothing but sports." I said, "Man, it ain't nothing to apologize for. We just gotta merge it together." I'm not a hater of sports. I'm a hater of always push my kids in sports, and then they lost. I seen the end result of a kid that all they've been taught is nothing but sports. I seen the end result of that, and that's what I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to, by the end of that, at least if he don't make it, he's still good, because we done planted 1,000 seeds, and that baby finna be a Fortune 500 company or this or that, or you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know. So that's we had a good productive conversation, and we got a meeting next week. We're going to Austin. He said he's taking some vacation time to spend a day with me in Austin. We're gonna take care of some business, but he want to take me around to where the black kids at, and
where the baby's at.
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing some great things. So yeah, but what I'm gonna say about our collaboration, I love what you was doing, and you know me, I just do stuff because it's a necessity to us to get into that. I've never been a grower. I've never been a chicken man. I've never been a bee man. The things that I'm into, I've never been, and I don't act like I'm a genius in none of these. I'm learning as I go. But I know when I'm thinking about what you're doing, and then what you're telling me what you need, and I'm looking at what I need. So we need to get y'all need to be doing more of the teaching, not all the digging and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can help with that. Y'all need the babies. I can help with that. But then I need the insight of, okay, we need to put this class together for growing. Let's put an initiative together so we make sure every little child go home with a plant that they start. You know, like that's the part I need from y'all. So us coming together builds up the momentum of the impact we're trying to make. And when it comes to the growing space, we're trying to make impact in a lot of spaces. But I know when you're an expert or you in a field, we need to make sure we like the same thing when we say about these kids, we need to nurture that. You know what I'm saying? Like what you already got going on needs nurturing. Like the community needs to be behind it. The babies need to know about it. We need to make a curriculum on it. We already talked about the book that we're gonna do, the kids book talking about the garden. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so all that coming together. Why wouldn't we? And that's what I'm talking about. I put the power of collaborating. Because why wouldn't we? Why would I just do my gardens, not really knowing fully what I'm doing? And I got you down the road doing this, and you trying to expand, and you need more, you need kids, and you need more energy, you need more young blood, you need all that. And I need what you got. Like, why would we stay in our separate corners and do whatever we're doing? Not saying that it still wouldn't do something, but it could be bigger.
No, we're not looking for something. We're looking for exponential growth, magnificent stuff. We're looking to really, make everything grow. But what's exciting to me is, as I listen to you and VL, when you said to the young people on Sunday, "Oh, I want you to do your sports. I want you to do that." But you know what? Just before you get ready to leave or go or whatever between now and then, you can be the owner of your own company. You can already have achieved this success, the already achieved. And I think, historically, when they get their history in them, when they understand that we didn't have time for 22 and 23 and 25 and 30 and 40 to be successful. Success had to happen quick. 12, 13, 14, put that change together, get out there and make that money and make it grow.
For real.
That's what, and the ingenuity that comes with that. That's where the inventions, the creations, everything that makes our life easier right now, and what the world is going to need going forward, it's in them. And if it is, if it is not ignited, if that belief, if they believe in your words, I believe in your words, the energy is there for it to be so. For it to be so. That is what was so exciting to me, is that young people, I dare you to want it. I dare you to want it, because I know Tony can make it happen. I dare you to want it. He will move heaven and hell to get it right there to you. You will have it. Look in front of you. You brought receipts. This is my baby's work. This is their art. This is how they market their art. You have a talent. You have something that you love and you enjoy. And guess what? The world needs it. You need to produce it. You don't need to be lock, stop. Oh, I got to go to school for 12 years and do this in 3 more years before I can do that. No, you can't. You can do it now. Yeah. You can start now. And it's not like you can start and he had to wait. Y'all can do it together. So, like I said, Sunday was so super powerful for me. And of course, you try to figure out, well, why was it so powerful? It's our belief in one another. It's what it is that we see in one another that we're willing to believe in and support. Not just in word, but in deed. You know what I'm saying? To watch, to support, to go alongside, to chip in. You know what? I think I didn't do my pledge for this month. I better go get that together. I bet you I didn't. I write everything down that I have to do every month because I do my bills or whatever in the beginning of the month. And the commitment was you put out and you said you did $10 a month and spend $20 on food or whatever. And I said, okay, I just give my 30 and I'm good. I get some food.
Yeah. For sure.
And I know just now I thought about that and I didn't. I ain't took care of this month yet, but I will. And I'd love to see that. Like I said, that technology piece, that kind of being able to be automated, because it's too easy. It's too easy and it's too important if that's what's needed. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't, House of Resources should never struggle. It's too many of us.
Yeah.
We should have everything we need. And our babies, when they say they want to do this and be that and do that, then that we need to have the resources to make that happen. Because what it is they want to do is what we need.
Yeah.
They're solving problems.
Yeah. And it's gonna happen. Whatever they need is gonna happen, and every day it's building up. It's coming. And I knew when we got the building, I was like, it's gonna be rough for like the first 3-6 months, and it is right now. But I already see the results. I see talking to the Derek Muhammad, Rob Muhammad. Now we finna have a conference. We gonna have the Change of the Narrative conference seminar.
Yes.
Coming up. Like all this stuff is building. And it takes time. Like at first I was in a rush, like, oh, I'm moving too slow. And I'm like, hold on, you just got the building in February. Just calm down. It's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I had to tell myself, and I have calmed down from trying to rush and trying to be like it gotta be now. So I have relaxed a little bit. Now it's more about getting the whole system together. You know what I'm saying? And that's what me and the guy were talking about today. Is just about the systems. He was telling me about he approached Austin, city of Austin. About an after-school program.
I'm gonna put this on mute just real quick. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, and he was just talking about he had got 30,000. Well, he went and pitched it to the city of Austin. They ended up giving 30,000 for elementary. I think 50,000 for middle schools, all that type of stuff. So you okay? So we, all that type of stuff. So that's what we're doing, man. So I appreciate everybody. We over time anyway. I want to make sure that we just stay locked in with everybody. We need y'all to go hit the CEO Youth League CEO-YouthLeague.com. Go check out the website, register them babies, see the events coming up, come out and show us love. You good?
Man,
but we about to end it anyway. But what I was saying is,
I was just saying bye. I didn't want to be abrupt, but yeah, I got a phone call, little community stuff going on.
I don't want you getting off with that face. We need you smiling on your way out here.
We good, but we have to labor in love. We got to labor in love, and so it's information that I can't necessarily put out. Definitely not anything I wanted to hear. Yeah. And so I want to take care of the person that, that just called, make sure they're good. And then just let y'all know, Love y'all. And a collaboration. We growing all over the place.
Week, man. Thank y'all for tapping in.
Bye, y'all.
See y'all next week.
All right. See you, Tony. If Jay say I haven't heard back.
Just let me know.
Okay, you're gonna be there though, right?
Well, yeah, I gotta go pick up. Just call me because I do got some deliveries, but I'll be there. Yeah, unless it's delivery time.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay.
All right. Bye.